Hello? Simon Dan? Cat? Agent Creaky? For God's sakes. Someone told me I live rent-free in the heads of flat earthers, and I thought I'll check that out, put it in the NASA teleporter, and I've been here for weeks and I can't find a way out. Hello? Anyone? Oh, for God's sakes, man. So this, the inside of a head of a flat earther, there's no tech or anything. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's been like at least, I don't know, I can't even tell the time here. It's dark and it's damp. It smells slightly like cat wee, honestly. Maybe I'm supposed to be streaming tonight. See if one of the I hope one of the other clones can just do it. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Hello? I might be stuck here forever. I'm sure one of the other clones will do the show.
So, I'm being blunt. I'm going to move on with my life. My channel is no more going to be Flat Earth at all. Nothing whatsoever.
My channel is no more gonna be Flat Earth at all. Nothing whatsoever. My channel is no more gonna be Flat Earth at all. Definitely not next week. My channel is no more gonna be Flat Earth at all. I have never told a lie. My channel is no more gonna be Flat Earth at all. You can believe me, cause I always tell the truth. Only toxic, stupid globers lie, that's the proof. They don't understand the method, no, they stall. Me and PJ cranking content, we answer the call. Nice blessings to you. My channel is no more gonna be Flat Earth at all. Nothing whatsoever. My channel is no more gonna be Flat Earth at all. Okay, maybe just a little bit. My channel is no more gonna be Flat Earth at all. My channel is no more gonna be Flat Earth at all. Nothing whatsoever. My channel is no more gonna be Flat Earth at all. Many blessings, God hates the game. My channel is no more gonna be Flat Earth at all. Me and PJ cranking content for the Lord. My channel is no more gonna be Flat Earth at all. My channel is no more gonna be Flat Earth at all.
Hey, what's that? Yeah, where is he then? No, I'm not supposed to be doing it tonight. It's supposed to be 46. What do you mean you haven't seen him for 3 days? Where did he go? Well, I'm supposed to be charging. Oh, all right, never mind. Hey guys, I'm definitely not a clone, and I'll be doing tonight's show. How you doing? 46. Don't worry about anything you may have seen at the beginning. I can absolutely assure you there is only one of me. I am 100% not a clone. What do you mean I'm not wearing the same clothes? This is a Fred Perry cap and top, is it not? For God's sakes. Hi everyone. welcome to the show. Yeah, just want to say thank you to everyone for being here today. It is much appreciated. Make sure you smash that like button. If you're not subscribed already, then do that. And also share the video with your friend, your neighbors, your enemies. In fact, just take a bit of paper, write the channel and video URL on that paper, wrap that to a brick, and just lob it through the nearest window. See what happens. Hope you're doing well out there. It is Wednesday. That's how it's spelt. That's how it will be said. And I know I should have been here the past couple of days, but unfortunately the flu came back and kicked my ass again. And hello. Zoomy Tomato says, Fred Perry cap and top, but what about bottoms? There's supposed to be something underneath there? What do you mean? Fugazi says, show us your belly button. Belly button? What the fuck's a belly button? Why would someone have a button on their belly? Weird. Anyway, we're back here today to have a look at the person who's definitely not covering Flat Earth anymore, but seems to keep covering Flat Earth. That is Fkatzoid and his panel of dipshits. He seems to be doing a weekly Flat Earth show plus other Flat Earth show, even though he clearly said that he will no longer do Flat Earth anymore. The last stream we did, we covered him covering me on Roger Ledwell's stream, lying about the things that I said whilst I was on screen saying them. It was quite impressive, actually. Bill Tetty's been a member for 26 months, says 2 years and 2 months around the sun with you and the crew, and surprisingly I haven't suffered severe brain damage. Not responsible. Andreas Eldritch, member for 13 months, says, I'm 100% not a Lego minifigure, just like I'm not a clone. But yeah, so Flatzoid has a weekly Flat Earth Friday, which last week he did on a Thursday for some reason. And we're going to go a bit through that.
Right now, 2 billion of us...
Lately, his channel seems to be covering Charlie Kirk a lot because he thinks he's important enough to discuss it. And I would just like to point out that even whilst discussing Charlie Kirk, the most talked about thing on the internet right now, still only getting this many views? Let's compare it with Nathan. Because Nathan didn't die. I'm not disappointed.
Mr. Cheswick with where's...
Yeah, for Fkatzoid and Nathan getting about the same views. Practically none. And yeah, so I would never celebrate a man's death, but there would be some obituaries I would read with satisfaction. It's Rubik's $2 says, you're not a clone, just like I'm not a NASA shill. Shut up, you NASA shill. JSS Tiger $5 says, why is there another Craig standing right behind you with a knife? I would have had the sensory perception. I know it's not there. Bill Tetley $5 says, I wish to God I never saw the Charlie Kirk video. It has haunted my nightmares ever since. Rip Charlie. Yes. Obviously, somebody dying is not a good thing. And I would like no celebrating of the death of somebody in my chat. However, obviously, this is a platform of free speech, and feel free to, you know, say the things that you thought about Charlie Kirk, but just bear in mind that calling for violence and stuff is something I will not tolerate on my channel, and celebrating the death of somebody is not something I will tolerate on my channel. But again, there is certain obituaries I would read with great satisfaction. Apparently, Sov and
It happens now.
Sov and Flatzoid had a bit of a falling out over the Charlie Kirk thing because Sov's saying it's CGI. And there was also I quickly want to show you a clip of when Dick Wayne was on there and something he said. So many people sent me messages about Charlie Kirk recently. I can't remember the ones I wanted to show you. Maybe it was from here. Because Dick Wayne has been all over Fkatzoid's channel recently. Where's it gone? Well, I can't find it. But basically, during this stream at some point, Dick Wayne said that he can't read because it makes him pass out. I just wanted you all to see that, really. Brenda Crates, $2 says, Sov confirmed as bottom of the barrel. Well, yeah, of course Sov is. Right, anyway, we are going to go over his Flat Earth Friday on a Thursday.
Wesley only has acting like a child.
And welcome to tonight's.
Right. However, just before we get onto that, I want to remind you all that November the 15th and 16th, I will be in Nashville, Tennessee, and I will be debating Rachel Wilson on is feminism good or bad for society. If you haven't heard of Rachel Wilson, she wrote a book about feminism, the title of which escapes me right now. Right, Occult Feminism, The Secret History of Women's Liberation, in which she says that feminism is basically a CIA cult powered by witchcraft. Yeah, and this is what I will be debating her about in Nashville, Tennessee. Also, we'll be debating made by Jim Bob about evolution, and it's going to be fucking amazing. If you would like to come and see me live, you can get tickets now available. I'm on the Saturday and the Sunday. Individual tickets for each day are about $150, or it's like $240 for the Saturday and Sunday, or you can get VIP tickets to have dinner with me and stuff like that. So here is the link to get tickets to the live event in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm also going to be in Chicago beforehand and Cleveland. If you would like to possibly meet up with me at any point there, please get in contact with Rubik's, as they are basically organising everything, because I'm rubbish at that and they're apparently really good. But yeah, make sure you check that out. I'm looking forward to it. Saturday night, we're going to have a lot of fun because Andrew Wilson has basically bought out Garth Brooks' bar on the Strip in Nashville, Tennessee, and it's an open bar with food and stuff. And you want to see Craig drunk? Come and join me. Mr. Jingle says they all fell out with each other on flats tonight. Oh, did they? Tonight? Really? What happened? Mr. Jingles, do me a favour. If you have any specific timestamps of them falling out, let me know, because that's always funny. What did they do tonight? The Talmud chat.
Good evening. Oh, I didn't hear you saying I can come in. And to bring it into the...
Is it wrong way?
Okay. So the argument I usually get, though, guys, is the Talmud...
Right. Anyway. He knows less about religion than he does Flat Earth. So anyway,
like
let's watch his Flat Earth Thursday.
And welcome to...
Well, it's Flat Earth Friday on a Thursday. And laugh as much as we can. Not going to go too long tonight, guys, because I'm still a little bit under the weather from viruses attacking me. Because they're lovely. Oh no, it's Andy says, and he's been a member for 30 months. I am Craig, and I think Dick Wayne is very smart. No, Rubik, you're not allowed to cut that. Emma, the absolute cunt, gifts 5 memberships. Emma, they don't add time. That's not how it's working today. Mr. Jingles for £2 says they all fell out with each other on for cats tonight. I would love to see some timestamps. Mr. Jingles, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you a moderator so you can post any timestamps in the chat.
Tonight's Flat Earth Thursday, because tonight we cannot stream tomorrow night, so tonight's Flat Earth Thursday. It's good to see you guys. We are joined by PJ, Roger, and Luca. Hope you guys are doing well.
Oh, good, sir. Oh, good. A little unknown fact here. Well, an unknown lie type fact is on Thursdays, the world is flatter than it is on any other day.
Wow.
Yes, Mr. Andrew, I really don't want this to turn into a conversation just about Charlie Kirk, obviously. Very divisive figure, and, you know, I was no fan, and I'm not going to all the time be like, oh, bless, what a loss to the world. You know, I don't think that being, you know, it's extremely sad what happened, but, you know, I'm not going to pretend I like the guy. Mr. Andret says, best comment I've heard yet is that Kirk didn't deserve what he got, but he got what he thought others deserved. Yeah. Let's not forget that Charlie Kirk was a racist, homophobic, transphobic, you know, hate-mongering person that didn't want to be on a plane flown by anyone that was black. You know, but at the same time, let's not celebrate his death. Clarence AS2 for £5 says, it's true, I knew someone who was a feminist. She turned me into a newt. I got better.
Isn't it
why's
just?
that?
Isn't that
How's
an
that?
amazing non-fact?
But it's good to see you guys. It's good to see Lucas finally admitted that the Earth is flat.
Absolutely.
Thing.
Yeah.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Right.
guys, the link
Don't be
is there
silly,
if you want to
Luca.
come in and have your discussion. Tonight is all Flat Earth based. So yeah.
The debate will be with Luca, and Luca will be debating for the flat Earth.
I will be debating that the Earth is locally flat.
Oh, I see. Locally flat.
Locally flat, yeah.
Does anyone actually come in during this is the question.
So, how many locally flats do you need to make it flat Earth?
Well, it depends on the distance. If you're just saying like, I'd say about 3 miles. It would appear flat over 3 miles.
Oh, so
Appear flat isn't the same as flat, right? The Earth is, and this might be worth clipping, right? Because I'm going to say something very unexpected here for a lot of people, and that is that the Earth is flat to within a margin of error. At the same time, the Earth is curved to within a margin of error. So, yeah, flat earthers, let's go. The Earth is flat to within a margin of error. I bet you don't understand what that means. Mr. Jingles says, no timestamp, last hour. Well, I might have to go through it and then have them arguing with each other. That'd be fun. Oh, Wesley, yes, I do see you. Do you think I should just go over the last hour then? All right, let's go over from when Wesley joins. It seems to be around here. I'll be joining him on Friday, don't worry.
Bottom of the vacuum chamber.
tough one.
Initially the proven thing already, and then it keeps
That's
going.
what you have.
Because
That's
not
what you have, though, Luca. Luca, that's what you have.
What?
It's a series of hypothesis and unproven bullshit
What do you mean?
stacked
We have
onto one another. Well, you first off with your gravity, okay?
Yeah.
That's the integral duct tape that holds your big story together.
And it's a fact. Gravity is just a fact. No matter how many times you try to cry and say gravity isn't real, it's a fact. Oh yeah, no jingles. I know about the last hour of tonight's stream, but I want to go over his Flat Earth stuff tonight. I might have a look at the other stuff for a video that's coming up. I genuinely cannot listen to Fkatzoid talk about scripture. Drives me fucking crazy. Oh, Max. Yes, thank you. That's what I wanted.
Sorry? You said?
My real name's
Okay,
Richard.
Richard. Well, sorry.
My real name's Richard.
Richard. Is it okay if I call you Richard Rolder? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
call me.
Well,
His real name's not Richard. It's Dick.
if you ever just want to come talk to me about the Bible, I'm more than happy to talk to you, man. I'm more than happy to read the Bible to you if you want to. I'm not going to judge you.
I listen to
Okay,
you.
I don't need to judge you on anything on the Bible. I'm simply here. I'm telling you, Jesus is calling you to him. That's why you feel so pulled and towards the no God. You fight.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm happy to talk to you. The thing is, if I at least get
My real name's
Richard.
if I sorry, you said
My real name's
okay,
Richard.
Well, sorry. Okay, so if you want,
It's like
if you want, I can even read the Bible
if
to you.
Somebody comes to a different conclusion than you do of the Bible, then they're
No,
garbage.
no,
They're
I
not gonna-
no swear. I hope that's your real name. Sorry. It's towards this.
It got me all psychologically.
If it hurts, I do speak the truth. Mine says.
I'm not afraid to read the
Well,
Bible.
are you going to read what it says then?
No, I'm
Yeah,
not.
wrong. That's the wrong bit, Max. As Addison for $2 says, so why is a certain Flerf not allowed in Minnesota? I'm not sure why Witsit's not allowed. The Turtle Moves for £2 says, it's for Fkatzoid and Lumpy for now.
Okay, you can't prove it. You don't know what it is. You can't tell anybody where the energy actually comes from. You can't demonstrate gravity.
We can see the effects that.
You can't show where the energy comes from. Well, mass equals energy. It's not energy being created. It's like a static force. Just like magnetism is the realignment of electrons to face a certain way. That doesn't run out. And he keeps saying that, why is it not subject to entropy? I mean, nothing is subject to entropy. Entropy is just, a calculation. It shows that order tends to go to disorder. Nothing is subject to entropy.
How so? What?
So you see an effect and then conclude, for some reason, that it's gravity. But we've already shown that in order for there to be a force, there has to be energy, and that energy is subject to entropy.
Hey, Luca, let me just ask him a question.
Nothing is subject to entropy. Right? So just get a trampoline, stick a bowling ball on that trampoline. When is that force that's pushing the trampoline down gonna run out or become subject to entropy? Jesus says he's pretty sure they've never called Dick Wayne. You're too good for that, Jesus.
Couple of questions because he made a good point. Sav, when you burn something, where does the energy come from? When you burn a mass,
It's the consumption of the mass itself.
where does the energy come from?
Well, we started it with fire.
Okay, so if you just held a match up in the air versus
How did the
burning
match get lit? How did the match get lit?
I'm asking you a question. If you
I'm answering it. I'm showing you a transfer of energy.
No. Saying how did the match get lit is not answering a question. That's asking a question, you chong-looking motherfucker. Hold on. What do you mean you checked the buffer of the teleporter? He went where? Sorry, he went inside the mind of a flat earth. I don't think the teleporter is supposed to be able to do that. Well, how are you going to get back? He's got the car keys. Shit. I don't think you guys... Never mind. No, just ignore me.
You friction, sure.
Friction.
You do it with
Okay, so I had to physically strike the match, then I had to physically put the match to the material that the fire can consume, right?
Okay.
Thank you, Roger,
So-
for your membership. Woohoo! Appreciate it.
So the question is, where does the energy come from when you burn a piece of wood versus burning a small match?
The energy comes from the wood itself.
Oh, so okay, so you agree then that mass has energy?
Not intrinsically, it has to be converted to energy.
But that's chemical energy, though.
And we converted,
it's been
we converted it to energy, Wesley. And guess what?
No.
It-
No.
Hold on. And without a replenishment of energy, guess what happens? The fire goes out.
Guys,
Consumption
Yeah,
is
where
done.
what has the energy been converted into?
Fire.
work done, fire. So you had to actually add the energy,
Yep.
the heat. You had to add the fire to cause the chemical reaction for the energy to take place. Otherwise, it wouldn't.
No. The fire is a chemical reaction.
So
You have to
mass
introduce the energy. That's what Sov's saying.
No,
So when
no,
you guys are claiming mass just attracts mass because it's intrinsically got its own energy, that's literally
No.
doesn't make. It's not. It's a false equivalence.
No, that's completely wrong.
Mass
Mass
has to
does
be
have energy.
converted into energy. It doesn't just
No.
have energy. It only can
can't
have
create-
energy in the
That's incorrect. Mass is energy. It's interchangeable with energy. Mass times the speed of light squared is energy. And this is shown inside a nuclear reactor. Foxworth Kerman, why is that song also in my head? We didn't start the fire. PJ looks like he's wearing another man's face. Hey, PhD Tony, how you doing? Yeah, matter is a form of energy. Exactly.
form of a potential energy.
And not
Okay,
all mass
so
can
that's
be converted
energy.
neither.
Yeah,
You
but
can't
it's
convert.
not kinetic. And in order for a force to be present, kinetic energy must be applied.
Okay, so now you're saying that energy can be created.
No, I'm not. I'm saying it can
Okay,
be
so where was the energy before you started burning that log? Where was the energy?
It was stored kinetically, or it was
Kinetically?
It was stored. I'm sorry. It was stored in the object itself.
Okay, so the mass has energy.
Well, no, not on.
The mass stored the energy, but the mass doesn't have energy. What? So the mass is just holding on to energy and then lets it go, but letting go of that energy then makes the mass disappear. Think about what you're saying, Solve.
On its own, because it had to derive energy to grow into wood in the first place. Where did that energy come from?
Okay, so you agree that the
So
wood
it came
has
from the
energy.
sun, right? And so
No, stop. You're gish galloping.
Through a
Don't gish
process
gallop.
called photosynthesis,
Don't
from the
gish gallop,
sun,
stop.
the
You're getting off
plant
topic.
grew. The plant grew, right, as it used energy, and it stored energy in itself as a living creature, as a living.
Okay, so it has energy. So mass has energy.
Well, wait,
You
no,
just
not
agreed with me.
intrinsically. It had to transfer that energy, didn't it?
Right.
Mass is energy. Matter is a form of energy. When you take some matter and you do work, energy happens.
So all mass has energy. All mass has energy.
In a
Your claim is
potential form.
So it has energy.
Only
Yes.
potential. It's
So
not
what?
Potential energy is energy, you moron.
kinetic.
We never said it was.
Yes,
Equals
you
MC
did.
squared.
Yes,
No.
you did. Because if it's mass times the squared of the speed of light, then you are converting something.
No, you're not.
You
What?
are, because kinetic energy is not potential energy. Potential energy becomes kinetic energy.
Okay.
Nobody said that they were. But please look at the E equals MC squared and tell me what type of energy it says.
Bible seems to be a problem. Why don't you want to read the Bible?
Right, here we go. So Dick Wayne, you may all remember him, been on the channel a couple of times recently.
Infections, okay? It was a very unhygienic time in life. But that's not the point we're talking about. You not
Okay.
reading the Bible seems to be a problem. Why don't you want to read the Bible?
You want to know the honest truth?
Mhm.
Because I have a trouble reading. It does something to me where I can read well, no problems there. But I end up passing out.
He can read well, but he passes out. I don't know about you guys, but that doesn't sound like reading well to me. There we go. There's the genius Dick Wayne.
So it had
Okay,
energy.
so as it sits there as potential energy,
So you agree mass has
how
energy.
does it become kinetic?
So you agree mass has
How
energy.
does the energy that is potential in the mass become kinetic?
You can drop it. You can burn it.
No, I'm talking about let's go to your little space thing with your planets and bullshit, right? Okay, so now you've got this mass, and it's converting its potential energy somehow into a gravitational
So it has potential
force.
energy.
Okay.
It has potential
So
energy.
how does it become kinetic?
So you agree that it had
How
potential
does
energy.
it become kinetic?
No,
Stop
you're
it.
getting off top.
No, Wesley, stop. What he wants to know is you have to apply a force to the mass to create the kinetic energy.
It had energy before.
But no, not to create kinetic energy. It converts mass is like resistance to inertia, and you have to do work to overcome that. So that's converting one form of energy to another. Dave McKeegan, hey dude, he says, saying I can read well but I pass out is like saying I can drive well but I end up climbing out of a wreckage. Guys, make sure you smash that like button and share the video with your friends and all of your enemies.
It had energy before.
Everything, potential.
Everything has energy. That's correct.
How do you get? Okay, Wesley, retard. How do you get that?
I'm debunking your claim.
Energy? How does that? Shut the fuck up for a minute. How does the potential energy become kinetic? And once it becomes kinetic, how come it never runs out?
What do you mean it never runs out? It always runs out. What are you talking about?
So gravity is not a constant then. It's constantly running out. We're running out of gravity then.
What? Who says kinetic energy doesn't run out? It gets converted to other things, right? Like, if I throw a ball, right? If I got this, and right now it's got a bunch of potential energy, and as I throw it, that's now kinetic energy because it's moving, right? But that kinetic energy doesn't just disappear. It doesn't get destroyed. It converts to other things. As it goes through the air, it's going to be heating up the particles slightly as it pushes them out of the way. Heat energy, friction. It's fighting the gravitational field of Earth. It's converting one form of energy into another. None of the energy is ever disappearing. The Turtle Moves for £2 says, Prick Wayne, secret Flerf gent. Rubik says 6 clips already. It's like one every 3 minutes.
Nope, we're talking about.
We're not.
We never.
Then how does it get
let me finish.
No. How does
are you gonna let me finish?
How does
you
the
just get to
energy
finish?
get
Are you gonna let me finish?
No, because you haven't let me finish.
Oh, okay. That's okay. At least.
So this is my question, Wesley, and I'm going to base it off of this. A battery has potential energy in it. Once the connection is made, that energy can go kinetic.
A battery doesn't have potential energy. A battery has chemical energy. No, a battery has chemical energy, dude. Not potential energy. Potential energy is like, I'm about to drop this, and as I let it go, that potential energy becomes kinetic energy. A battery has chemical energy, which converts to other forms of energy. Oh my god! That was dumb.
Now, what happens to the battery over a period of time as that energy is used? That's right, it becomes dead. So, what is converting the potential energy of mass into kinetic energy of mass to create a gravitational force, and why does it never diminish?
So what I got on here to talk about was that you said mass doesn't have energy.
So
yeah, it's completely false.
Energy. Okay, no,
you didn't say that. You were talking about E equals mc squared.
Yeah, chemical potential energy, not just potential energy. So we would differentiate between potential energy and chemical energy. So by, like you said, calling it that. He thinks that it's just an object that just naturally has its potential energy by virtue of it existing, which isn't how that works.
You said mass does not have energy. That is patently false. Completely wrong.
It does not have kinetic energy.
You never said that. Never said that.
Well, usually somebody with more than 2 brain cells would be able to deduce that.
It has to be moving.
Based on the question,
We have to know what
and
you're
based
saying.
on the discussion at hand. So
No, you were
answer my
asking where the
question,
energy
Wesley.
comes from.
Answer my question, Wesley.
You were asking a different question.
No,
You
I'm
were
not.
saying
No, I'm
yes.
not. I'm asking the
You
exact
said
same
mass
question.
doesn't
I had
have
to dumb
energy.
it down for you. I had
Your
to dumb down
claim-
the question for you.
Your incredulity.
I had to dumb down the question. Yes, I am incredulous, and the reason I am is because
He is incredulous.
it's an incredibly retarded claim. Now,
What is? What is?
Gravity.
Gravity.
I'm not talking about gravity. We're talking about E equals MC squared.
Okay, all right, good.
E equals MC squared.
The
Stay on the
mass,
topic.
okay, how does the mass convert the potential energy into kinetic energy?
By any means of force.
Right, okay. So how is it turning that? What force is causing the potential energy to become kinetic?
So you, okay, so I will answer that question.
Causing the potential energy to become kinetic.
Tony, absolutely. Would always appreciate a physics person coming on and explaining physics. Give me 1 second. I will open up a link for our friend PhD Tony. I'll just set up a super chat goal, guys. If you meet that super chat, when I go on Flatzoids on Friday, I'll just take FTFE and leave Craig at home. Where are you? Link incoming, Tony? Eric Burns says it's hilarious listening to this dirtball grading stuff for his astronomy class. I know, it's always fucking hilarious listening to Flerfs try and discuss physics like they know what they're talking about. Yeah, so tomorrow there's going to be a stream on this channel, and it's going to be a different one to normal. Because, well, the title of the stream is The Deserved Downfall of Steve McRae. You don't want to fucking miss it. Hello, Tony, my friend. How the devil are you?
I'm okay, Craig. How are you?
Recovering from the flu, but getting there.
Yeah, it can be more serious than people give it credit for, the flu.
Yeah, I thought I'd got rid of it, and I did a stream, but then the day after I did that stream, I felt fucking awful again, and it hit me with another wave. I've never slept this much in my life.
Yeah, you can have that where you're sort of feeling better than you were, and then you go, I'll go to work or I'll do something, and the disease absolutely flattens you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just sort of, there's so much that these people are getting wrong. So E equals MC squared has nothing to do with gravitational potential or any form of potential energy. And if a body is accelerated by a potential field, be that electrostatic potential or gravitational potential, that doesn't weaken the field. So if body A is here and it gets accelerated by the potential, any other body at that point will still have the same potential. That is not a violation of conservation of energy. And there are some misunderstandings about this. Conservation of energy is something that applies locally, not on cosmic scales.
Right.
So all conservation laws come from symmetries. Conservation of energy comes from time symmetry, which is to say that the laws of physics must be the same at all points in time. You can translate in time and they will be the same. And this is not true on a cosmic scale because the laws of physics were demonstrably not the same before the Planck time. So conservation of energy is something that's an approximation that we use locally. It seems to hold. But acceleration and potential has no impact on conservation of energy. If you have something at a certain height, you let it drop. In order to get it back to that height, you have to put energy back in. So there's no violation of the principle of conservation of energy. Potential fields don't change that. That being said, from a relativistic perspective, the entire concept of energy is...
It's problematic.
It's problematic. It's very difficult because there's no universal frame of reference. There's no universal kinetic energy applied to any object. We apply kinetic energy based on the velocity that we observe. But
which, of course, is just relative, right?
But that's relative, yes. So if you are in a different frame of reference, you're going to get a different value for that. So this entire discussion, the Flerfs have discovered that energy is a lot more complicated than I thought, but they're making no sense. E equals mc squared has nothing to do with gravity. It's a completely different thing. I don't understand why they're bringing it up, or why they're bringing up sort of chemical potential energy or chemical energy. At all. These are different. These are intrinsically different concepts than potential fields and conservative forces or conservative fields. So gravity and electrostatics are both conservative fields, which is or at least locally, that's what they are.
Sof just can't get it around his head that it doesn't run out. He seems to think that everything has to run out and have to get replenished. And I tried to explain the concept to him of static fields and how, like magnetism is just an alignment of electrons and things like that. And that's not going to something that just runs out.
Well, perhaps the best thing to compare it to is topography, right? If I roll a ball down the hill, the hill doesn't dissipate. Right, the hill is unaffected by the fact that I rolled a ball down it. Well, it's affected a little bit, but we'll leave that outside of our ability to measure. But I can still take the ball, go back to the top of the hill, and I can roll it down again. Nothing about the hill has been changed by the hill rolling down. So this is the idea that just because something rolls down a hill, therefore the hill must be less tall. That doesn't make any sense.
It's like it's used up some of the hill. No.
So yeah, he needs to actually sort of study some physics and look into conservative.
Come on, he's a Flerf.
He is a Flerf. Yes, that's true. I've spoken to Flerfs who actually understand laws of physics. It's a weird experience,
and they tend to end up not being Flerfs in the long run.
They tend to. They are very easy to communicate with.
I had many long conversations with Jaren, late into the night, about physics concepts that he only had the flat Earth understanding of because he just heard it explained by flat earthers, and I had to kind of help explain to him that don't ever listen to a flat earther about physics, And I almost had to reteach him a lot of things because a lot of his misunderstandings come from the fact that he'd based a misunderstanding on a misunderstanding on a misunderstanding of a video he watched from an idiot years ago,
Yes, you need to actually formally structure how you're building these concepts and how you're putting them together. So any textbook on mechanics will sort of tell you about how conservative fields and potential fields work and how energy is calculated in your local frame of reference. The one thing that you said that sort of fired me up is mass is interchangeable with energy. That's not quite true. Matter is a form of energy. Matter that has mass is a form of energy.
Sorry, I meant to say matter, not mass. My bad.
Yeah. That's okay. And it's to say that it's interchangeable with energy. Well, matter is not interchangeable with gravitational potential energy.
No.
So there are forms of energy that can't become matter, or that don't become matter. So it's you can turn matter. There are transitions that can occur between matter and energy, but they're specific transitions. There are other forms of energy that you can't transition, where you can't do that transition.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make that clear. Anyway,
And always
I'm in
appreciated.
pedant mode.
No, I always appreciate any expertise that you bring and any corrections to anything that I say. I always say that it's the way that you learn, and it's why I like to surround myself with people that are smarter than me. So thank you very much, Tony. I appreciate it.
No problem. I'll let you get back to
dunking on Fkatzoid.
punishing us all with this. I don't know what we did to you, but
you know.
Yeah.
You know. All right, speak
right.
later, dude.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. Make sure you subscribe to PhD Tony. Please, one of my moderators put a link to his channel in the chat. So yeah, I'm going to go on for Fkatzoid's channel on Friday for his Flat Earth Friday. And if you want me to take FTFE, hit that super chat goal. And I'll just leave Craig at home. I'll just take FTFE. It'd be fun. Ragebot says for $2, hell yes, FTFE, FTW. The Turtle Moves for £2 says Steve McRae was nuts and then he went full MAGA. Yes, tomorrow, myself, Planner Walk, Dapper Dino and Chesh will be, let's say, researching the batshitness of Steve McRae for an upcoming video on both mine and Planner Walk's channel. Steve, if you see this, or if anyone sends you the clip of this, I dare you to watch my channel tomorrow. You stupid motherfucker. It's Rubik's for $2 says Dick frequent centers for kids who can't read good. Jesus for $5 says my 7-year-old has a better grasp of ATB, breaking the carbohydrate chemical bonds to provide our bodies energy, than Flerfs understanding the force of gravity. Yeah, she probably understands a lot of things better, like tying shoelaces, for instance. The Turtle Moves for £5 says, if Tony says electrostatics 3 times, will Wits it appear? Nah, Wits is busy being kicked out of his house. Mr. Jingles £2, thanks for the mod, but I'm not a spanner guy. It was just so you could put a link. I'll take it away for now.
Start off on your bullshit. Just go with what we're going with.
I already told you. It requires a force, but that
What's
assumes
the force?
that energy.
What force of what?
Let me finish the question.
Force of
Let
what?
me finish the answer. Let me finish the answer. This presumes that the mass already has energy, which you said is not true. You might have misspoke. Well, you didn't say that. You said E equals MC squared is dumb because it's not doesn't have mass.
It
Doesn't
is
have
dumb
energy.
because how do you multiply mass times the speed of light squared? What the fuck is that? What?
You don't know how to do that? You don't know.
How do you... What's the speed of light squared? It's a number, right? You multiply it. Zumi says that Steve McRae is a transphobe as well as a misogynist. Can't say I'm not surprised. Yeah, no, you're right. Steve McRae is a homophobic, transphobic, MAGA fucking nutbag who knows very little about the science that he pretends to talk about.
Yeah, I know what the numbers are. We could use those, but how do they correlate?
That's how you do it.
How do they correlate to one another?
Okay. E
how does mass
equals,
correlate to the speed of light squared?
I'm telling you, E equals M mass times the speed of light squared. That's how they correlate. That is a correlation.
Okay, so what does the speed of light have to do with mass?
That is the conversion from mass
Conversion
into
from
energy.
what?
Matt, I'm telling you, let me answer. Good God, man. Calm down.
Yeah, he gets like 2... conversion for what? He's telling you the fucking answer. Let him get there.
Mass times the speed of light squared. Calm down, dude. Let me answer the question before you.
You're not answering it. You're just repeating the equation.
I think the thing is that Wage, you're not understanding. He's saying that he doesn't agree that energy and speed of light and mass are the same equivalents.
Right. The problem is that Sov doesn't kind of understand the importance of what the speed of light squared means, right? We use that because if something's going the speed of light, it's pure energy, because mass can't do that, right? So it's not that mass is moving at the speed of light. It's that mass and energy are the two forms of the same thing, and that the speed of light squared acts as a like an exchange rate between them, right? It's like a ratio. So if 1 kilogram of mass is completely converted, it gives about 90,000 trillion joules of energy. That's the same as the energy from exploding about 21 megatons of TNT. And that's just 1 kilogram of mass. So the mass times speed of light squared equals the potential energy hidden inside mass itself. It's just it's just a description of what mass would be if it was pure energy. Right? Because if you go in the speed of light, you can't have mass.
Trying to equivocate the two because you use EMC equals square. You understand? Because
yes, math.
Yeah.
I Am Raven says Steve McRae is directly responsible for my husband understanding and accepting the trans community. How? By him being transphobic.
Because it takes mass and equivocates it to energy, and he's saying that's nonsense. So that's why.
I'm telling you, I get that point, but it's just wrong, and we can demonstrate that it's wrong because when you burn a whole pile of wood versus a small pile of wood, you only can generate so much more energy. That's because that wood has potential energy in it,
and they end up running out, don't they?
What's your point? Yes, of course.
My point is this: how does the mass convert potential energy into kinetic energy, and why does it not run out?
Energy doesn't run out.
The energy.
Because energy is conserved. You can't create it or destroy it.
That's right.
Okay. What's your point?
So if energy is used, how is it replenished?
So when you burn a pile of wood, the air gets warmer around it. It excites the air around it.
Because energy doesn't get used. It doesn't go anywhere. That violates the first law of thermodynamics. It's converted to something else. And there's so much misunderstanding here. It's hard to keep up with it all, really. Like, what's a good? Okay, I'm trying to think of a good analogy here, right? Let's say that the mass is a bank, right? And it's storing your energy. And the speed of light squared is the conversion rate from the mass that you would then crack open and take out of the bank for the energy. Does that make sense? I'm trying to think of a good analogy here for it.
The transfer of energy.
I know what the transfer of energy is.
From the mass of the wood to the temperature of the air. That's really not that hard.
Wait a second. The wood is the source of the energy, correct?
What do you mean?
Tony wants to come back in to explain something else. No problem with that. Give me a sec. I think that's a good analogy. That the mass is the bank and it's storing your energy, and the speed of light squared is the conversion rate that you get the energy out of. I'm going to use that again.
The source of the energy.
Rubik's $2 says, COVID is kicking my ass. Permission to leave. I mean, I guess I could chuck you another, I don't know, wet blanket or something. Fine, off you go. Thank you very much, Rubik's. Iron Raven says that Steve was a strong ally. He introduced my husband to trans friend. My husband just explained Steve went hardcore MAGA and is not an ally anymore.
Just explained Steve went hardcore MAGA and is not an ally anymore. Just explained Steve went hardcore MAGA.
Sorry.
And is not.
There we go. Yeah, Steve's gone fucking crazy, basically. Welcome back. He's just sorting his audio out. Yes, that's why my stream, Raven, is called the the well-deserved downfall of Steve McRae tomorrow.
Right. So I've gotten a firmer handle on where this Sov person is going wrong, and he seems not to understand that energy belongs to bodies, right? So a body is accelerated by a potential field. So it loses potential energy as it and gains kinetic energy as it is accelerated. But that says energy is not a property of the field, right?
No.
The field isn't losing potential energy. The field is sort of a topography. So if you introduce another body at the same point, it will have an appropriate amount of potential energy, because the amount of potential energy is not dissipated by an object moving away from it. Energy is associated with the objects and the objects that are being accelerated. It is not intrinsic to the potential field. So he's got a complete misunderstanding of what's going on here, like gravity is giving energy to objects.
No, it's not.
In some senses, they've got a potential energy component, but at all points, Wesley nicely summarizes it. Sov gets confused thinking a force requires energy. Yes. You don't need energy to generate a gravitational acceleration or a potential acceleration. That's not what's going on. And so he seems not to understand that the energy is in the object. For each object, you calculate its energy using the potential fields around it as external factors. But you don't try and calculate the total gravitational potential energy of the field, because that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but his base misunderstanding wouldn't ever get to you. What you've just explained is a level above his base misunderstanding. He's never going to understand that. The energy doesn't require a force to make it be a thing. He's trying to equivocate. Well, there has to be energy being put into this to make something move, and he can never get beyond that basic misunderstanding of physics.
Well, it's the other way around. A force doesn't require energy, or doesn't take energy.
No.
A force transforms energy from one form into kinetic energy. A force provides an acceleration. An acceleration changes kinetic energy. So the force is adjusting is changing the object's kinetic energy, and it may do that by transforming potential energy into kinetic energy. That is a quite common way we see forces acting. We see that in electrostatic potentials and in gravitational potentials. But that doesn't mean that the potential field that is applying that force is spending any energy, because no energy has been lost. The gravitational potential energy has merely been transformed into kinetic energy, and that conserved the total energy of the body. So the potential field is not donating energy to the object. That's not how this is working.
No.
So the force is creating kinetic energy, or changing kinetic energy, by and if the object gains or loses kinetic energy, that is that will be that will be compensated for by an appropriate change in potential energy. Energy is conserved, so the potential field is neither increasing nor decreasing the total amount of energy in the system.
No, but the potential fields is where his misunderstanding lies, and I'm looking forward to going on Friday and shouting at him a bit about it. So.
Well,
what did you think of my analogy that with E equals mc squared, the c squared is the conversion rate for how much energy you're getting out of the mass?
Yeah, that's a very good point. The point that the immediate points that I would make is that E equals mc squared is being confirmed every single time. We do this. With nuclear reactions, with nuclear weapons. We've, on quantum, when we do quantum investigations, the E equals mc squared formulation is, and the E squared equals m squared c to the fourth plus p squared c squared. That form of the energy is vital, which is the relativistic form of energy that Einstein developed. That is vital to get correct results. So all of quantum mechanics relies on a relativistic form, relies on the accuracy of special relativity. So his claim that this doesn't happen is nonsense. And if he wants to know what the derivation is, there are some introductory textbooks. This is the one that I use. I don't. I don't.
Flat earthers can't read. It makes them pass out. We just heard Dick say that.
The how equals mc squared is was derived is a matter of historical fact, and you can go and confirm and redo the calculations yourself. So if Sov considers himself up to it, then he should definitely go back to it. So
I don't think he's up for it, Tony. Like I always say, if you're ever having a bad day, just take a deep breath, count to 5, and remember that's higher than any flat earther could ever count.
It does seem likely. Certainly they're unable to visualize in 2 or even 3 or even 2 dimensions. And they're certainly unable to think in terms of formulae or concepts. But it's his central concept here is that he doesn't understand. He thinks that energy is a property of the potential field rather than a quantization of what the body is experiencing. So Anyway,
thank you again for your expertise, and I will try and think of a way to talk to him. Well, to break these concepts down without having to use crayons whilst talking to him. It's hard. But I'll figure it out.
If you're going to go, I encourage you not to go FTFE from the very start of the conversation, to at least give him the opportunity to piss you off before you go FTFE.
Oh yeah, I'll have some fun with it. Don't worry.
All right. Okay.
All right. Cheers, Tony. I'll speak to you later, mate.
Bye.
Right, we're at 7 out of 30 of the super chats. You want me to take FTFE to see Sov on Friday? Just hit those super chat goals. I'll be going for about another 30 minutes because, like I said, I have had flu and still a bit bunged up and tired and achy and stuff. So yeah, I'm not going to go for too long, but I will be doing a much longer stream on tomorrow and Friday. Might not be that long actually if you hit the super chat goal for Friday. It might boot me. Who knows?
You burn it.
It's creating heat.
So if you don't put any more wood on the fire, what's going to happen?
The fire will burn out.
That's
Energy
right. Okay, so is anyone? No. Stay with this.
Energy is conserved.
I just want to, wait, guys, before you go on, just want to say thank you, Godzilla, for your $5 super chat. It says, from Luca to Brenda to Wesley, will someone please anoint Sov with a Tar Wrangler badge for accomplishments? Thank you, Godzilla, for your super chat. Really appreciate it, man. You rock.
So now, just like your wood fire, without replenishing the wood, okay, there was a consumption of mass in order to produce the energy. How is the mass not producing energy?
Because you don't produce energy. You don't create energy. Violation of the first law of thermodynamics, you chong-looking motherfucker.
Without being consumed. And why does it never run out?
Can you ask one question at a time so we keep it succinct?
Pretty, how can you have a never-ending battery is basically what I'm asking you.
Who said that whoever made that claim that you could?
Well, you have gravity as a constant, don't you?
Is gravity energy?
No.
Okay, why would you compare energy to gravity then?
I don't believe, wait a second, because you say that gravity causes a force.
Yes, is a force
Okay, so
energy?
where does gravity get its energy?
No, hey, hold on a second. Is gravity is a force? Is force energy?
No, gravity creates a force. That's what you all say.
No, gravity is the apparent force.
Okay, well, if gravity is the force, where is it getting its energy, and why does it never run out?
Why would you?
You don't need energy for a force. Show me in the equation for force, M/A, where energy is.
Why would you compare a force to energy?
Because a force requires energy.
No, it don't.
Can you move any object without applying a force?
Can you move? Well, objects that are in movement stay in motion.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
What?
Yes, they do. That's fucking Newton's law. Oh, my lord.
You're only going to use the energy.
You've never heard of the law of momentum?
Yeah, we know the law of momentum. It's been superseded, dude. I promise you.
It's superseded? Okay. Yeah. The conservation of momentum has been superseded by Roger.
Wait.
Newton's second law, guys, has apparently been superseded by Roger the Liar. Let's be nice to each other in the chat, please, guys.
You're not getting out of this energy, Wesley. You're not getting out of this.
No, you're wrong. It has nothing to do with the conservation of momentum.
Wesley, you're not going to get out of it by obfuscating over to that bullshit.
Oh, wait, you said that the wood doesn't have any energy. We've already shown that that's completely
Wesley,
false.
it has potential energy, and once it's consumed, you know what consumed means, don't you?
What's consumed? The wood or the energy?
The wood is consumed.
Wrong.
The wood is so consumed.
Okay, but somebody said energy, and they're completely wrong.
Okay, now, it don't matter what someone else said. I'm talking.
Roger said it.
Yeah, well, the energy transferred into another form.
Okay, it's not
turns into
consumed.
Heat, light, and other things. Yeah,
it's not consumed. We agree. Yeah. We agree.
Yeah, so that's basically
the wood gets consumed. Is that correct, Wesley? Is the wood
gets consumed? The energy gets transferred into another.
Okay, I don't care about the energy at this point. Will the energy keep coming from the? Will the energy keep coming from the fire if I do not add more wood?
No, because there's no mass
and
energy
we
left
know
in
that
it.
the entropy is a thing. It's going to run out. We've transferred.
Entropy doesn't run. Oh my lord. Entropy is just a number, dude. It's just a calculation. It's just an observation.
What does that have to do with entropy? You just said a word. What does that have to do with entropy?
Wesley, back on topic, honey.
No, you said entropy. What does that have to do with
entropy? Yes, I did.
Entropy?
We'll get to that. If you don't understand it, in other words, it doesn't ever run out. Everything runs out.
It doesn't run out?
No.
What doesn't run out?
Well, the wood, apparently.
Oh, really? That's weird.
Oh, so it does. So you have to continue. You have to continue to feed potential energy to be converted to kinetic energy. Is that correct?
Yes. Have you ever seen a fire?
So you have to keep putting wood on the fire. Why? Because it consumes the energy and transfers it, right?
Yeah, the energy in the wood that you didn't
use. So now
was
your
there.
mass, with its potential energy, I want to know what causes it to become kinetic.
Chemical interactions.
Okay.
Chemical interactions.
Chemical interactions, huh?
Yep. Do you know what fire is? Do you know what fire
interaction.
Sov's. Look, there's so many misunderstandings here. It's hard to pin down the amount of stupidity that Sov is putting out. It's crazy. Rosie for $5 says, I have a permanent magnet. Applying force to a steel plate in my garage right now. Should I check if I need to recharge my permanent magnet? Ernie Matthews says, please go to school, you uneducated boob. 25 minutes, guys, and we'll be finishing... 20 minutes, we'll be finishing up for today. If you want me to take FTFE to see Sov on Friday, just hit that super chat goal. I'd probably take him anyway, but if you want to support me, hit that super chat goal, basically. Because that's very nice.
Chemical interaction is what causes gravity.
When did we start talking about gravity? We're talking about wood burning.
We've been talking about gravity from...
Wow, you really are a thick-ass motherfucker.
You were just talking about wood... Oh, now you have...
Sov is trying to compare burning wood with gravity. This is how dumb he is.
In comparison to what? In comparison to what?
You said E equals mc squared doesn't make any sense because mass is not energy. That's what you said.
It's not kinetic energy.
You said
is a force
energy.
Is a force kinetic or potential energy?
A force is not either of them.
It's not.
A force is not energy. You can't describe force as kinetic or potential energy. Fuck me.
Not, yes, then how can it make an object move? How can a force not have energy?
You're moving on to a different topic.
No, I'm not. We're still on the same thing. See, that's your problem, Wesley. Your brain is so fucking
you have to talk over it. You have to talk over because you don't understand.
You can't even make the comparison.
Yeah, spit it out.
You can't even make the comparison. See, and then you have to act like a little kid.
No, you talk.
You're acting like a little kid right now, Wesley.
No.
He's trying to get you to answer a question, and you're not. That means you are, in fact, acting like a little fucking kid.
Answer the question as to, does a force require energy? Yes or no?
No. Show me in the equation for force where energy is.
A force to be acted on an object, yes, it requires energy.
Okay, it requires energy. Right.
But a force is not energy, like you just said. So
I didn't say it was. I said a force requires energy.
Jay says, Tiger, $5 says, put Sov in the goddamn remedial classroom. He's going there, don't you fucking worry.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't?
Nope.
What force would not require energy? Let's go to your favorite one. Electromagnetics will run out, dude. I promise you.
Electromagnetic doesn't require energy.
It does. It requires energy. There's electromagnetic.
Nope. We have an electromagnetic field that doesn't require energy unless it moves something.
Where's this electromagnetic field?
It's a static field, and the energy of the field doesn't change when things are inside it.
Dude, show me.
You don't think we have an electromagnetic field around Earth? You guys
you have one around your body too. You have one around your body too. That's
right. It's a force.
We're not even talking about that. We're not even talking about that. You want to go down you always want to go down little left turns and shit.
Wait, you asked me what a force doesn't require energy.
Back to my question that you still have not answered.
No, you.
What the fuck is Fkatzoid doing there in the left? Look at him.
Ask me what force doesn't require energy. All forces don't require energy unless they're moving.
Yes, they do. What do you think a magnet gets magnetized from?
When you put a magnet, when you have a magnet out there,
what causes a magnet?
When you have a
electrons pointing in a certain direction.
Magnet out there, you think it's
a fucking magnet?
A permanent magnet can.
What causes a magnet?
The ions moving.
Right, and where's that come from?
I don't know.
Electricity.
Energy, dude.
Electricity.
No, it doesn't.
Energy.
It doesn't. If you're talking about
right now.
Okay. So when you have a magnet that's just sitting out in the open, is it doing any work? Is it consuming any energy?
Nope.
Okay, so a force doesn't require energy.
It's not a force.
Electromagnetism isn't a force.
Well, electromagnetism.
It's only a force if he decides it's a force. Jesus, this needs a whole new own episode of Flerfs Are Idiots. Wesley, me and you are going to go in there together on Friday, okay? Me and you, brother.
Yeah, and it does require energy. We just illustrated that.
No, put a magnet out in the middle of a field. Is it doing any work?
Yes.
What is it doing?
It's putting out a magnetic field.
You think that's energy?
Yes.
Yes.
No, you're wrong.
No.
He thinks a field is energy. There we go. There's the misunderstanding, guys. He thinks that a field that something exists and moves and interacts within is energy.
I'm wrong.
Energy is the work done on an object.
Yeah.
So if there's no object around an electromagnetic field, there's no force. There's no energy.
Look, I'm not really pulling anything. Am I fucking doing work?
Yes,
Am I
you are.
doing work right now, even though I'm not really pulling anything?
Yeah, your muscles. Well, you don't have muscles, but you know your skin and bones are being moved. I have muscles. Look. Even after having the flu for 2 weeks.
Am I doing any work?
Yep.
Yes, I am. Okay, so it's the magnet.
Put a magnet out in the middle of an open field.
Yeah,
Is it doing
it will diminish less. It will diminish it'll last longer than it would if you were.
Because it's not doing anything. Because it's not consuming energy.
Okay.
That's right. You got it, Sal.
Okay. All right. Great. So we've got this.
Thank
thing.
you for understanding that. We can move on to
if it's not consuming any energy, how is a mass creating a gravitational force?
Okay. So now we're switching topics. That's
right. The mass is creating a field within which an acceleration happens to mass, so there's force happening. The mass isn't creating a gravitational force. The force is the interaction between the masses. Oh God, Max says that he spoke with Roger on Sunday. Roger didn't know that all magnets have 2 poles. The argument in the chat is stupid. Look, trans people deserve equal rights, not special rights, and I think every trans person in the world understands that. It's not about being special, having your own set of rules. It's about being equal. So let's not, the argument in the side chat that I'm seeing, it seems a little bit stupid, to be honest. I think we can all agree on that nothing about trans people want, the decent ones. They don't want special treatment. They want equal treatment.
Fine.
No, we're not switching topics. You tried to switch topics. I'm still on the same topic. I want to know where the force gets its energy from. Where does the force of gravity causes? Where does that energy come from, and why is it never
the mass?
Run out?
The mass.
Yeah,
so
but
this magnet guy right here, the mass of it's causing the energy? No, not really.
The mass of it's causing
the properties of this magnet.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, Roger, you were so lost, dude. No,
dude,
the
look at this.
Has
This is what we call a lodestone right here. All right, this has been electrified, so it's a magnet. Okay, we had to do that. It wasn't that.
We electrified a stone and it became a magnet. No, Roger, that's not something that happened.
Truly a magnet, okay?
There are permanent magnets, though.
Where?
There are permanent
they
magnets.
run out, Wesley. They run out. I've had my cabinets in here. I have to get replacement magnets for it. You know why? Because
Are they
have
permanent?
lost their
Are they
magnetism.
permanent? Are they permanent
A
magnets?
permanent magnet is actually there's no such thing
I
as
just
a
want to say,
permanent
there's no such thing as permanent, just to let you know. It does
There
run
is.
out of energy.
There are permanent magnets. I don't know why you're
That's what they're
denying.
called, but they're not permanent.
Okay,
No,
if you take a permanent magnet and you heat it up enough to its Curie point, will it still have magnetism?
No, you've chemically altered it.
Thank
of
you,
course.
there we go.
There, so it's
But
not permanent.
if you don't manipulate it, it will have permanent. Like this.
No, it won't, Wesley, because
Okay,
the magnets
stop
in-
says
It
so.
just takes longer.
I've had fucking
Says the
magnets
guy that
fall
doesn't
off my
understand that mass
refrigerator.
doesn't have energy.
I've had magnets fall off my refrigerator. It all depends on. Google it right now. Do permanent magnets lose magnetism? Yes, it will tell you. Yes, they do.
Right, if you alter the state of them, yes, like if you bash them and stuff and you can rearrange the ions, and if you heat them and stuff, yes, but a permanent magnet just there will not lose its magnetism. Mr. Jingles gives a membership. Thank you very much. That went to Ricky. Ricky, say thank you to Mr. Jingles. Guys, we'll be finishing in about 10 minutes. Remember, because I am still recovering from the flu. I'll be back tomorrow with Dapper Dinosaur, Planar Walk, and Chesh as we point out why Steve McRae's become an idiot and talk about the deserved downfall of Steve McRae. How do you fuck up non sequitur like that, man? Jesus. I'm sorry, I will disagree with some people in the chat. Charlie Kirk was in general a bit of a piece of shit that did want to take the freedoms of other people away.
Okay,
There's
then can we
nothing
Google
connected
the
to
then can we Google the shape of the Earth? Then can we Google
No,
the shape of
because
the
you
Earth?
haven't answered my question yet, Wesley.
Okay, so go ahead, ask your question.
Okay, can you keep your mouth shut long enough to understand it?
Yeah, I'm teaching you.
Okay, good.
You learned that.
Close
You
your
learned
mouth.
that math.
Oh, I see, Spin. I know Kyle started it, but Steve fucked it up bad after he won.
Has energy. Go
Close.
ahead.
You don't need to listen with your mouth. Okay.
Mass has energy, so thank you. Go
Okay.
ahead. Next.
So if mass has potential energy,
No, just energy. You don't get to define which type. Mass does have energy. E equals mc squared doesn't say potential energy. equals that. It's
You're gonna laugh about it again. Stop, dude.
Okay.
Stop acting like a kid.
If it has potential
You're
energy,
gonna laugh at it.
how does it become kinetic? What causes it to become
Told you
kinetic?
already. Told you.
What?
Do I need to say it again?
Yes.
Okay, for the fourth time, force.
The force requires energy. Wesley, what is causing that?
No, a force does not require energy.
Yes,
Go ahead.
the force does require energy.
Nope. Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
No, it
You
doesn't.
can say it as much as you want, Grandpa Solve, but no, a force does not require energy. Right, guys, we're going to stop watching the derp there for today. But trust me, tomorrow at 11 p.m. UK time, you want to come back. And then Friday, I'm going to join the dumbasses. Just as we start to wind down, we need to ask them important questions. Like, can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars?
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
Good morning. These words come with a storm warning. Better batten down the hatches, grab some matches and brace yourself for a long day of misery. YouTube has given me the power to reach up into the sky and show you all that we live on the ball. I bring you science that's comprehensible. Your view is indefensible. You're reprehensible.
Go on, Mr. Sensible.
When I was young, I never thought I would be here to see this. A pile of random nonsense dressed up as bullshit. Your ignorance will be the death of us all, like running headfirst full speed into a wall. You could always read a book, buy a telescope, set it up and take a photo of the moon, or just be a buffoon. I send you in a balloon up to the stratosphere on page 3.
You're a few fries short of a happy meal. You're dumber than a box of hair. The wheel's spinning but the hamster's dead, and you're as smart as bait. You forgot to pay your brain bill. You're missing a few buttons on the remote control. 24 cents short of a quarter. You're surfing in Nebraska. You're as bright as Alaska in December, and you fell out of your family tree. You don't have all the cornflakes in one box. You got an IQ of 2 and it takes 3 to grunt. The elevator doesn't go all the way up, and there's a vacancy on the top floor. Your antenna doesn't pick up all the channels. You're several nuts short of a
You're Mr.
fruitcake.
Sensible, calm down, don't go too hard. You don't need the hard slap burying Flerfs in your backyard. You're a man of science, poise and grace. Mage 2 did everything to wipe the grains off the face. So Nathan, get away from those kids. The world is not flat and it doesn't have a lid. Recognize the differences between the textbook and the Bible and control yourself. Lay off your slander and your lies. You're a bunch of knobs poisoning the well of the youth, spreading lies that you like to claim as knowledge and truth. Stop spreading fresh bullshit like the butter on your bread. Maybe a musical assault and knock some sense into your head. I hope one day you'll hear these lyrics and smile, and you realize you used to be a 40-year-old child. Now it's time to wake up, open your eyes and see, and acknowledge the existence of.
You're a few clowns short of a circus. Your phone is off the hook. Your sewing machine is out of thread. You're all foam and no beer. You don't have all your dogs on one leash. An intellect rivaled only by garden tools. There's no grain in your silo, and your skylight leaks a little. Your belt doesn't go through all the loops. You couldn't pour water out of the boot without instructions on the heel. Your slinky's kinked, and you're proof that evolution can work in reverse. A few feathers short of a whole duck, one fruit loop short of a full bowl.
Airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars. Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
You thought it was over? Well, I'm still standing while you're swinging, flinging feces, talking shit just like the human centipede. You've got the mind of a chimp, and I'm here to expedite your shore leave. Cause I'm a seaman, but not the kind that ripped up on your mum's gums. I'm the kind that sailed submarines and fired guns. I could float a boat across the ocean with my eyes closed. Circumnavigate the globe with a compass and a bag of sausage rolls. Well, all you can do is nibble on your toes. I'll smack you with the hose that you call a water level, sit and swivel. You nasal gazing muppet, you can stuff it harder than the wallet stuffed by Warren Buffett. And I don't care about your sources unless you're serving them. And I don't care about your lines unless you're curving them. Now step away from me, you're sucking up my oxygen with a vacuum where your brain should be, you dumb fuck.
Thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you tomorrow for the deserved downfall of Steve McRae. Then Fridays I join for Fkatzoid and the dumbass Grandpa Sov. Just before I go, I want to remind you once again, you can catch me live in Nashville November 15th and 16th as I debate Rachel Wilson on is feminism good or bad for society. It is, of course, good when used correctly. Thank you all for joining me. It means the world, and I can never thank you enough for the support you give the channel. If you really want to help the channel, the best way you can do it right now is by sharing the channel on all your social medias and getting people to subscribe. In the meantime, remember that stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth.